Hello. It seems over the last couple of weeks, several minister friends of mine have put out some tutorials about various softwares for ministry, and I thought I would throw a tutorial into the mix just with something that I'm using here in my workflow. The reality is that about 70% of the personal computer market is Windows computers. And Apple only makes up about 13%. So the vast majority of people are going to have a Windows computer, be familiar with a Windows computer, can afford a Windows computer. So I wanted to throw out there a video editing software that you can use for Windows, but actually you can use it for Windows, Mac, iOS, Android. There might even be a Chrome version for Chrome OS, which is built on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And that is Adobe Premiere Rush. Now, you may be familiar with Adobe Premiere, but Adobe Premiere Rush is a very stripped down version. I kind of think I've got a bit of an IT background, worked in IT for a lot of years, and still kind of keep my feet wet in the field. But I think the Pareto principle very much applies to a lot of things, and I think that it's pretty fair to say that 80% of people only use 20% of features on software. I think that's true, and so I think for the vast majority of us, when it comes to video editing, especially noobs like me, because I don't do a ton of video editing. Before all this, I wasn't really fooling with it too much. And so I think for most of us, for basic video editing, we don't necessarily need all of the features of Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro. We could use something simpler like iMovie, which if you're on a Mac, feel free to go check out. Chad Landman has a good tutorial on iMovie. And I was using iMovie before I moved over to a PC for all of this. And that's a whole nother video about why I decided to make the move from a Mac over to a PC for video editing, which is kind of, but Adobe Premiere Rush. Adobe Premiere Rush is a very stripped down program. It's a lot like iMovie is for Apple, and I've been very impressed with it so far. There's a lot of features to love. There's a couple of features that are frustrating, but you just learn to deal with it. But I want to give you just a quick tutorial on what iMovie, or not, Freudian, right? What Adobe Premiere Rush looks like, and it's a $10 a month subscription, and to me the value, the speed has been worth every penny of it. So let's go ahead and take a look here at that. So here is when you open up the program. If you've got previous projects, they'll show up here, but we're going to create a new project, and I'm actually going to edit my Wednesday night Bible class. So we'll call that 04, I believe that's going to be 0820 Wednesday Bible class. Now, if I were in, let's say I were in, good grief, if I were in iMovie, that's what I'm looking for, I would just be able to drag the media into the window and I could load it that way. That is not how Adobe Premiere works. I actually have to use the file tree system on the left, which isn't that bad. That's one of the downsides. I like drag and drop. And maybe there is a way, and I'm just not smart enough to have found it out yet. But I just click on videos. I find the video 4.8, that's the one, and then I go to create. And so it'll load in, and it takes it a minute to process. A lot of it's contingent on how long the video is. And so this is our basic layout that we get when you load a new window. On the left side, you have got adding media, and then you've also got the ability to see everything in your project. You go a little further down, you can duplicate tracks. Each level is a track. You can delete. You can also expand the audio if you want to do some tweaking with the audio. It is very limited, I will say, in the tweaking of the audio. So, for example, with iMovie or something else where you can do some really cool fades and stuff like that, not really doing that here. It's pretty much what you see, what you get as far as the audio goes, and so that would be what I would call a drawback. Now, you get Adobe Premiere Pro for $30 a month, and you've got all those features. Now, over here on the right side, you've got the ability to add text. You've got your different transitions. You've got, I guess my window's blocking that. Let me move me around. Let's go bottom right. So we'll do that. Hopefully that wasn't too disturbing. But you've got built-in presets as far as color correction goes. You've got the ability to adjust speed. You've got some audio features, like I can balance sound, reduce echo. I can do all of those things here. But what I would prefer is the ability to fade in and fade out, and that's just not a feature that Adobe Premiere Rush has right now. And then you've got some transforming features. Something I like to do when I'm doing my Sunday videos is I will crop the bottom and I'll move up the video and then put some title cards down towards the bottom. So that's it. Those are the basic features. I wish it were more complicated than that because that would mean a longer video, but that's not the way it is. So let's talk about this video. So this is the video I have. This is the one that I'm editing. I've got some pre-roll going on before our actual class starts. So what I'm going to do is just zoom in on my keyboard. And if you notice there, you see it's getting a little closer, and I'm going to go over just to where, and I happen to know it's like a couple of minutes in, right here. And I'm going to zoom in so that I can get it right about as close as I can get it. So, and I love that to just zoom. Okay. Okay. I'm having a little too much fun here. Yeah, I am probably going to just cut it right there. So there are keyboard shortcuts: separate audio, split, duplicate, backspace, apply transition. But I'm just going to split the clip right there, click on it, and delete. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the end of it. And this was actually me doing a prayer. So I will leave that in there. Just going to grab my headphones here and just make sure all the sound is good. All right, all the sound is good. Father, thank you so much for the many blessings that we do have in this life. So you can see me praying there, well, hear me praying there. And I've been very impressed with the import. Everything sounds good. If for some reason, like let's say that I did not, the audio did not record correctly, that's not a problem. I would just go to Add Media, and I would find the audio file, and I would add it into the program. And then let me close it down. And so it's now added the audio into the program. I'll go back and do it again. There you go. That way you can see it. So now I've got the ability to mute this. I can go over here to my volume and I will mute that clip, and then you've got this clip here, and I could make it louder. I could adjust some basic tweaks, and there you go. So, but I don't need to do that for this video. So I will go back here, turn it to about 50. Now let's talk a little bit about color correction. I'm not great at color correction. I have got a preset that I do that brightens it up a little bit, but you simply go to edit, and you can work from there and just kind of play with what it is you like a little more exposure, a little less exposure. You've got some other features that you can do under advanced. Like I said, I am not great at that kind of stuff, and so what I did, I just kind of found what I liked and just kind of said, okay, well, want it a little brighter, so we'll go a little brighter, like a little bit warmer, so we'll go a little warmer, and you know, that's pretty good. And then I just created a preset. You click on this three buttons here and you can create a preset. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my Bible Lesson Studio preset, and that's going to warm it up a little bit. Again, I'm not an expert in any of this. I am just some guy. If you need your computer fixed, I'm the guy you call. I'm probably not the best person for a tutorial video, but hey, I'm here, and if you're still watching, bless your heart. So I've got everything about where I'd like it to be. I do want to go ahead and add a title card or a intro card to the beginning. So what I'll do is I'll go back to add media, and then I will, it's not in videos, so I go back to my media browser, it's in downloads, and I've got quite a few Kings of Israel and Judah, and I will add it there. And this happens sometimes, that it doesn't add in the right place. That's okay. I can add it before. Try that again. And look, I've been using this software for a couple of weeks now, so please don't mistake any whoopsies with the software. That is entirely an ID10T error. So I would very much appreciate it if you didn't judge a book based on the cover of me. So we'll insert it before. There we go. Just kind of watch it. Hello. That's a little rough, so we're going to add a cross dissolve. So we've got that cross dissolved added. I'm going to zoom in and just get rid of that first one. So we'll go there, and let's see what the cross dissolve looks like. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Hello, hello, good evening. Hope you are doing well. It's looking good. All right, I like what I see there. That's good enough. Look, I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm just aiming for good enough. And there are some guys out there that do really great videos, real sharp videos. That ain't me. I'm a one-man operation, and I just need it to be fast and dirty and good enough. So go back into this again here. Okay, so from this window, if I'm ready to export it, I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to give it a new name, 0420 Wednesday Bible class. Now, I could go under advanced settings, and I could tweak all of the various, do I want it to be 1080p or 60 frames per second, all those kinds of things. I just do it to the highest because I can, and then I just click export. And I don't want to make any comments on rendering time because I don't think that's fair, because your specs of your computer will greatly adjust your rendering time, And so what might be, whereas it might take 15 minutes for you to render a 30-minute video, it might take someone else 30 minutes just based on various and sundry things. And so I would hate to make a judgment. Also, the fact that I am recording this while I'm using it. And so if I just kind of pull up my task manager and kind of take a look at my usage here, right now I'm pushing my CPU and my GPU kind of to the max. So, but this is it. As soon as I close off the recording, it's going to start rendering a lot quicker. I am on average rendering a 30-minute lesson at 1080p in about, like I say, with my setup, it's about 15-ish minutes. But your mileage may vary. So let me pop back over here to my main view. I apologize. This is just something, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just thought I'd throw something out there so that you see that there are other options available to you for software if you are interested in video editing. And if you happen to have a PC and that is what you got, then you need to work with what you've got. I'm a firm believer in that principle, and if you've got a dinosaur computer, you might not be doing a whole lot with it. But so here's Adobe Premiere Rush. It's $10 a month. You can do a free 1-week trial, and it is simple. You can edit the video, you can adjust the audio, you can add transitions, you can do picture-in-picture, you can do color correction, some light color correction, and that's about it. It's a very simple program because it was designed to be used on smartphones and tablets, and so it's mobile friendly. Now there's also a really cool feature that I haven't played around with Adobe Cloud Sync, where you can put your project in and you can sync it to Adobe Cloud and you can work on it across platforms, which I think is really cool. I haven't played with it yet because I haven't needed to, but that's just another really cool feature. But anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. If you made it this long in the video, bless you. I am more than happy to help out with any questions you might have. I'll put my email address at this point in the video in case you do have a question and want to reach out. And the rig that I got that we've set up here, we put together for about $950, and I can do a video about what all went into the computer I'm using, but suffice to say that's not this video. This video is just about a simple video editing software. So thank you so much for watching. God bless.